Among rocks still cold from the long night, a subtle movement breaks the stillness of the morning. From a dark crevice, an adult black mamba slowly emerges. As the first rays of sunlight begin to warm the ground, the black mamba leaves its shelter. Not far away, a honey badger is also beginning its search for food. It moves steadily through the golden grass, its nose sweeping close to the ground. Finding nothing of interest, the honey badger continues towards the rocky terrain ahead. Then, a fresh trail suddenly captures its attention. The honey badger lowers its head, examines the scent, and begins to follow it. With every step, the scent of the black mamba becomes stronger. Behind a large boulder, the snake continues moving, still unaware that it is being followed. The honey badger circles around a clump of grass and cautiously closes the distance. A faint sound from behind brings the black mamba to an abrupt halt. The honey badger steps out from the grass. The black mamba turns the front of its body towards the approaching animal and slowly raises its head. Its jaws part, revealing the characteristically dark lining of its mouth. The honey badger also stops, lowers its body, and presses its ears back. The mamba's head follows every movement the honey badger makes. The honey badger cautiously takes another step forwards. Without warning, the black mamba strikes. The honey badger jerks sharply to one side and avoids the counterattack. The mamba raises the front of its body even higher and opens its mouth in warning. The honey badger lowers its head, bares its teeth, and braces all 4 feet against the dry earth. Just as the encounter reaches a critical moment, loud calls suddenly ring out from above. A baboon appears among the branches of a nearby tree. The black mamba immediately registers the arrival of this new rival. The baboon suddenly leaps onto a rock behind the snake. The mamba lifts its head higher and turns directly towards the baboon. But in doing so, it momentarily exposes its back to the honey badger. The honey badger drops low and surges forwards. Sensing the movement, the black mamba whips around. Its head shoots towards the honey badger's face with extraordinary speed. The honey badger twists its head aside, avoiding the strike by the narrowest of margins. Yet, instead of retreating, it immediately turns back towards the snake. With its teeth exposed, the honey badger continues to apply pressure. The black mamba must now monitor 2 rivals approaching from opposite directions. The baboon suddenly moves towards the rear of the snake. The mamba immediately swings around to face it. The honey badger seizes the opportunity and rushes in from the side. The black mamba turns to strike again, but the honey badger quickly slips out of range. Yet the honey badger and the baboon are not working together. Both want to claim the black mamba as their own prize. The baboon drops down and attempts to approach the rear half of the snake's body. It suddenly pauses and looks towards its competitor. The honey badger turns towards the baboon and bares its teeth in warning. The black mamba uses the distraction to lower its body and search for an escape route. The honey badger immediately notices the movement and gives chase. The mamba accelerates between the rocks, heading for a dense thicket ahead. The honey badger circles to one side and moves to cut off its path. The black mamba stops abruptly as the honey badger appears directly in front of it. The snake suddenly launches another rapid strike. The honey badger springs aside and immediately turns back. Seeing an opening, the baboon quickly drops down from behind. The black mamba instantly turns towards it. Meanwhile, the honey badger continues to circle its opponent with patience. The baboon suddenly darts closer once again. The black mamba whips around to confront it. This is the moment the honey badger has been waiting for. It accelerates and charges in from the side. The mamba twists its body sharply and attempts to turn its head towards the approaching threat. The honey badger immediately shifts aside, keeping its body low against the ground. It continues moving with the snake's rotation, preventing the mamba from facing it directly. The black mamba suddenly launches another swift counter-strike. The honey badger springs back just far enough to remain beyond its reach. The instant the mamba lowers its head, the honey badger surges forwards again. Approaching from the side, it clamps its jaws firmly just behind the snake's head. The black mamba's long body immediately thrashes across the ground. The honey badger plants all 4 feet and shakes its head powerfully from side to side. The snake twists in an attempt to break free, but the honey badger maintains its grip. With another forceful shake, the honey badger presses the mamba against the dry earth. From the top of the rock, the baboon immediately recognizes that the snake is losing its advantage. It leaps down and moves straight towards the contested prize. The baboon suddenly grabs the rear section of the mamba's body. The honey badger immediately pulls the snake towards itself. The baboon holds on to the other end and pulls in the opposite direction. Bracing all 4 feet against the ground, the honey badger keeps the mamba firmly between its jaws. The 2 animals struggle among the rocks, and neither is willing to surrender the prize. The honey badger suddenly pulls backwards with greater force. The baboon briefly loses its balance, but refuses to release the snake. The honey badger lowers its body and continues dragging the mamba towards itself. Then it delivers another sudden, powerful pull. This time, the baboon is forced to release the snake. The baboon immediately moves forwards, attempting to reclaim the prize. The honey badger places the mamba behind itself and turns directly towards its rival. It pins its ears back, raises the fur around its shoulders, and bares its teeth. The baboon stops, but continues searching for a way around. The honey badger mirrors every movement, keeping itself between the baboon and the snake. Then it suddenly charges forwards, forcing its competitor to retreat. The baboon leaps aside and jumps onto a nearby rock. The honey badger remains below, holding its position between the baboon and its prize. The baboon watches for several more seconds, but makes no further attempt to descend. It has no choice but to abandon its claim to the black mamba. The honey badger turns back towards the prize it has successfully defended. The mamba is still moving and attempts to twist itself free. The honey badger immediately secures its grip just behind the snake's head. Bracing itself against the ground, it shakes its head repeatedly from side to side. The mamba's long body follows the movement before being pressed back against the earth. After the prolonged struggle, the snake's movements gradually begin to slow. The baboon has now accepted defeat. It climbs onto higher rocks and begins to leave the area. The honey badger has secured its advantage in both the hunt and the contest that followed. Holding the black mamba in its jaws, it begins walking into the golden grass. Behind it, the baboon remains at a distance, watching its rival carry the prize away. What began as an encounter between a honey badger and a black mamba was transformed by the baboon's arrival. The hunt became an unpredictable contest between three very different species. The honey badger had to overcome not only the black mamba's remarkable speed and defensive reactions, it also had to protect its prize from a baboon equally determined to claim it. Patience, close observation, and precise timing ultimately gave the honey badger the advantage. On the African savanna, securing prey is sometimes only half the challenge.